Let's talk about how to sell any B2B offer on the planet. Absolutely every single one of them. This is how you do it. And this is the most common mistake I see literally hundreds and thousands of you making continuously over and over and over again. And this is why you don't make any money. So it would help you make more money. But first, before we get into that, my name is Daniel Fazio. I am the co-founder of Client Ascension and ListKit. We did $798,000 in cash collected last month. We'll probably be at $1 million a month in the next couple months, hopefully. So what I'm going to do is take the lessons from that amount of money and relay it to you so you can make substantially more in your business. If that sounds fair, let's get straight into this. So, number one, this is how you sell any B2B offer. And if you fail to follow this rule, you'll never make any money at all. This is how it works. There is only one reason that somebody buys a B2B offer. So context is you're running an agency or a service business of any kind. There is only one reason any business buys from you at all ever. And the answer is to make more money. Now, I know there's going to be a category of you here and you're going to say some stupid shit like, no, like some people, like I sell websites and they just want to have it look nice, and no, they're not buying it for money. Like, it's just fucking nonsense. It's wrong. Let me help you understand this real quickly. Let's say you're selling websites, right? For what reason would a business want a nice website? Any reason at all. Just start spitting them out in your head, right? It's, because they want nice branding. Okay, let's go a level deeper. Why do they want nice branding? So their customers feel like that, like it's a professional business. Okay, why do they want customers to feel like it's a professional business? The fucking reason is so that the customers pay more money or more customers buy, right? So again, the answer is so that they can make more money. Now, I'll give you some real life examples that I've encountered inside Client Ascension, students who have joined that to get help with me and grow their business. So the first one I'd like to talk about is UI UX design. So if you don't know what that is, that means user interface and user experience design. It's typically for SaaS or technology companies, and it helps them like optimize what is on the page and increase user engagement. And I was talking to one of the guys because he sells this kind of business. So I was like, hey, you need to position this to the fact that his customer is SaaS companies. So he needs to convince SaaS companies to pay him money to do their UI UX design. I'm like, hey, you need to position this to make it clear to the SaaS companies that your UI UX design helps them make more money. And he's like, well, that's not true. And I'm like, what do you mean that's not true? He's like, well, a lot of them, they just want it to look nice to increase user engagement. I'm like, I don't think you understand. Why would they want the user engagement to increase? And he's like, I don't know, they just want users to engage. No. You want user engagement to increase so that they continue using the SaaS, and therefore, if they continue using the SaaS, they continue to pay for the SaaS, correct? And he's like, oh, okay, I get it now. You see what I mean? Like, this is what I'm trying to get at. There's zero situation ever at all for any of you running any of your business. Not a single fucking one of you are ever going to have any exception to this rule ever. So whatever you're trying to concoct in your head, if you are objecting to this, it's wrong. And if you just stop trying to be right as opposed to just do what is objectively correct, you'll just make way more money. So let me give you another example. One is an AI automation offer. So I've had a couple of these guys join Client Ascension, and one just joined right now in conversation with him. And let me just read from you what exactly he said. So I said, what have you done for other companies so far? And he put, built data extraction pipeline for Excel and PDF files, built machine learning models to automate manual classification and labeling of data, generate AI-based reports which shows trends and insights, built a generative AI-based form generator which helps internal teams quickly create forms to capture data from users. None of this fucking means anything. You see what I mean? You go to a business like, hey, I can help you with AI stuff that can automatically capture data from forms, as if you can't already fucking do that with like internal functions of Typeform or something. You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to get at here, when I responded to him was, how did this make the business more money? How did it make the business more money, right? Because if it didn't either make the business more money or reduce the amount of time that they spend doing a task, then it doesn't actually do anything. You know what I mean? Is this just like taking AI and appendaging it on top of some like random fucking function in the business that they weren't any usefulness out of in the first place? Because if that's the case, then you're never going to be able to scale this business. You see what I mean? And this is what I'm trying to get at. There needs to be a very tangible and clear and measurable outcome that occurs upon the completion of your service or upon the execution of your service. It must be very fucking abundantly clear that this thing that you just did for the business is going to make them this much more money or reduce the amount of time they just spent. And it needs to be spelled out very clearly for the business, because you might be under the impression that, let's say that we had some AI automation offer or some bullshit like that. And let's say it helps with like lead classification and it segments those leads into different buckets and sets them as a priority for the sales team to contact quicker. Let's say there was something like that. Let's also say then that you were pitching this to other businesses. So you, maybe if if your IQ is sufficiently high, which a lot of you watching this video right now, you probably made the automatic connection inside of your head where it's like, oh, if the leads are classified and if you can get to the high intent leads way faster, you're going to make way more money way faster, right? So you made that connection in your head. Now, the problem is when you're pitching cold traffic in thousands of people is that a lot of people just don't make this automatic connection. So you have to very clearly spell this out. For instance, if you were to start building a headline or you were to start running ads for this kind of offer, what you want to say is something along the lines of AI automation for sales teams that increases your sales velocity by a minimum of 30%. You see what I mean? And you'd have to say that part right there, increases your sales velocity by a minimum of 30%. You have to be very openly clear about what exactly is going on. You see what I mean? You can't just say AI automation for sales teams. They'll be like, what the fuck does that mean? And then they'll just not even pay attention at all and leave, right? You have to understand when you're contacting cold traffic, you need to be very clear, very fast to get their attention, right? Because they don't owe you anything. Like, people aren't obligated to read through an entire message of you if you don't capture their attention as expeditiously as possible. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to get at here is you need to take whatever you're selling and you need to make a tangible outcome. Like, what exactly happens when somebody buys this? Because absolutely nobody is buying a deliverable. They're buying the output that the deliverable produces. You see what I mean? Nobody wants emails. They want revenue. But emails are just the delivery function that allows the revenue to occur. You see what I mean? So all of you need to stop selling the deliverable. You need to start selling the outcome because that's the only thing that people buy. Stop making this mistake. This is the most common mistake over and over again. Let me walk you through one other example. Another dude just came into client attention and I was having a conversation with him and it was something along the he was working with kind of like boomer businesses, like local businesses and whatnot. And he wants to charge a lot more money, and obviously because he wants to make a lot more money. So what I was getting at here is he does like content marketing. He does like video production and whatnot. And I'm trying to tell him, like, dude, if you want to charge a client like $3,000 a month or $4,000 or $5,000 a month, what you do for them needs to be able to generate them like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. Like, they need to get like a 10 times return on what you're trying to sell these people. But he's trying to sell this to like local boomer based businesses. I'm like, dude, that doesn't work. Like, they functionally, it's like completely impossible for them to even manage $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 per month in new Well, you have to sell this to online businesses, like people who sell online offers, like coaches and consultants and shit. Like, this doesn't even functionally work. You see what I mean? It is just an example of you have to sell something that makes money, and it needs to be in proportion to the amount of money that can be generated for the client. So let's say, for instance, we go back to this UI, UX design, and my guy wants to sell it at like $10,000. If this is like a brand new little tiny SaaS app, some little freelancer dude made this like side project, and the thing only makes like $500 a month. It's like, you can't charge this guy $10,000. Like, this dude isn't even gonna make this over the course of 2 years. It's just a huge problem, right? It needs to be congruent. So like, you need to be very clear about how much money is this going to make you, and then also, is this client even the vehicle with which their business is? Is it even conceivably possible for them to make that amount of money to justify the amount I'm trying to charge? And then just reject the people who it doesn't fit. Like, you have a puzzle piece, they have a puzzle piece, and it has to fit perfectly. And if you find people your puzzle pieces, stop trying to force the fucking puzzle pieces together because they just break. You start bending the puzzle pieces and shit. Like, stop doing that. You see what I mean? All right, I hope this was valuable. If it was, please subscribe. And then there's 2 links in the description. One is Client Ascension if you are below $30,000 per month and you want to get there as fast as possible. And then there's also Olympia, where if you are above $30,000 per month and you want to hit 100K, 200K, 300K a month, put a case study. We spent $432K on ads, made $2.36 million. Case studies right there. I'll also leave the link for a one-on-one call if you want to buy that with me. A lot of people just want to talk to me one-on-one, and that's it. That's cool too. I'll leave that in the description over there. All right, peace.